What does it mean to you to identify as a male?
The fact that I have a penis.
That is
So what's the difference between sex and
gender?
Yeah.
Yes.
What gender do you identify with?
Male gender.
Like female, male.
Yes.
Do you associate as like a female?
Yes.
What gender?
Male.
Identify as.
Female.
I do. I associate as a woman.
Yes.
Yes, what gender?
Male.
Yes, female. It's just what I've always believed myself to be. Like I haven't really had to make a choice about it or anything.
Yeah.
Which gender is it?
Male.
Female.
Female. I just feel like that was the way I was born, so that's the gender that I go with.
Yes.
What are they?
I feel like I have to get a good job and raise a family.
Pressures exactly, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because like I believe like both the genders have like similar advantages or disadvantages or anything like that. Yeah.
I guess just be interested in females and in terms of acting like a man, it would be more or less like not being able to do stuff that's considered feminine. Maybe like just smelling certain ways or dressing certain ways, especially.
Not particularly. Like I think that a lot of guys feel like the pressure to play sports and stuff like that, but at the same time, there's a lot of different routes that are acceptable to go down, and I think there are very few that are very unacceptable. There are plenty of routes you can go down, I think, but then there are some that are unacceptable.
Like what?
You know, like for instance, like a boy playing with Barbies. I'm not saying it's unacceptable to me, but I'm saying like throughout society that's been something considered unacceptable. But that's like one route out of like a lot of different routes that someone who associates as male can go.
I guess there's just like that kind of sexual discrimination that you face like in the workplace or at school, like from other females and also like men, but you know, just like some societal discrimination, I guess.
Yeah, there's expectations. And, you know, you gotta be the man of the house. You know, you gotta put food on the table, and all that. You gotta be a gentleman.
Definitely, I feel like there are expectations to like act in a certain way sometimes, or like I guess like social pressures of like wearing makeup and like stuff like that.
More caring the kids more so than the father.
There's no problem with a woman wanting to be an engineer, businesswoman, any of those things, but you do see a lot of women wanting to be nurses and teachers because it's the caring personality that women have that I think attracts them to that type of job.
Not really. Not as much as there used to be.
Yeah, I think there's definitely pressures associated with any kind of gender identification, certainly anywhere within that spectrum. So I think firefighters, so there's not very many women, my husband's a firefighter, not very many women in that area, mostly because the physical requirements of being able to like pull a 200-pound body out of a flaming house. There's plenty of women that are capable of it, but just more men that are capable of passing that test than women. Yeah, absolutely. Goes both ways.
Well, it's kind of interesting dichotomy with women because there's more of a push for women to step outside into the workforce, whereas traditionally they would be like in the house. And so now it's kind of up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, typically men are supposed to be the more masculine of a relationship and the provider.
No.
Relevant. I don't think people should make an issue about it, or like the inequality and all, they just try to like strive for success or something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
I think so.
Relevant? I think it is. There's still that wage gap between how much men and women make, and I think that's still relevant. Yeah. I think that everyone should be aware of them because there's small towns where people only think that you can be like with for example, you could be like straight or gay or maybe bi, and that's like all that people know about. Versus like there's kind of a spectrum, so there's a lot more gender-related issues that people don't talk about today, for sure.
It seems to be,
Definitely. I think it is, especially with like all of the conflict going on, like with people who like don't associate with any particular gender or like stuff like that. I feel like people, to me, it seems like people are becoming more accepting, but definitely still something that everyone talks about.
Yeah, especially with so many transgender and bisexual and gay and everything.
And lessons and stuff.
Probably.
Yes. They should have like knowledge about that thing and.
I would say yes. I don't think it should be like a requirement, but I think the people that are passionate about it should be able to study it for sure.
Without an opinion, yes.
Yes. I think that's important.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be a good idea or not. Because in some ways, I feel like they're everywhere anyway. So if you talk about them in schools, it's like acknowledging them. But if you don't like acknowledge them, then it kind of takes off the pressure of people.
not really, no.
No, because I feel like that's something that should be taught more out of the home than in classrooms.
Yeah.
Separate bathrooms by gender.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, bathrooms should not be required to be separated by binary, but there needs to be an option for those that do not fit the binary.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe people will be more comfortable with the
Yeah.
while educating or something. Yes.
Yeah, maybe. Just put yes.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No need.
No.
Yeah.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Physical capacities can be different generally between men and women at times. So I think sports can get complicated with that.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe just like organizational wise, it's easier to get to girls' men's clothing by the way that it's like organized that way. I don't know if that's sexist or not.
Not necessarily, but like it's not. But you could still definitely have like a men's section and a women's section, but I don't think it should be as big a deal if like a man shops in the women's section or vice versa.
No.
Is there anything else you
No, I don't think that needs to be separated gender-wise. I'm really excited about what happened.
Yes.
No. I don't think we should like intentionally try and separate it by gender. I don't think it really helps anything. I mean, like you can acknowledge and recognize that there's like different genders, but like unless you're gonna have like an all-inclusive, like 52 different types of identities that like Facebook created or even more, then like you can't really be entirely inclusive if you attempt to separate by gender.
Yeah, just